Hello, and thanks for joining me. Well, some of you may remember this bandsaw restore here, and I really like it. I use it for metal, mostly metal. I made it so I can use it for wood and for metal, 2-speed. But I got a little problem with it, and it's probably something I should have addressed when I modified it before or restored it. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Okay, here's what I got. This pulley right here is broken. It's made out of that Zamic or aluminum or something. It's kind of weak right there. But part of the problem is the shaft. Here's the problem right here. I think they call it a D shaft. Whatever they call it, it's just a flat ground on it. And when there's high torque on it, it tends to push the pulley hub out, whereas the key transfers the force this way around the shaft. So I've looked at trying to remove that shaft from the wheel, and it looks like it'd be really hard to do. Looks like it's got like a serrated shaft and then pressed into that wheel. Ideally, changing that shaft would be good, but I think I'm going to do it a little different way. So here's what I'm going to make. Basically just a sleeve that goes over that shaft. It's 1 inch on the outside diameter, and same as the shaft on the bandsaw, which is 12 millimeter on the inside. And it'll have 3 set screws pushing down on that flat area, which should be really strong. And then I've got a 5-inch pulley with a 1-inch bore that slips over the top of that. And one other thing I'm going to do, and I haven't figured out exactly how I'm going to do it yet, I'm going to modify my speed reducer here. I had it belt drive going from this pulley to the bandsaw wheel, but the belt drive slips. It doesn't slip a lot, but I have to have the belt extremely tight to stop it from slipping. So I'm going to make a chain drive. So what I'm going to do is that steel hub I'm making, I'm going to weld a sprocket to it and use it to mount the V-belt pulley on as well. And then I will go from the motor to the bandsaw wheel with a belt for woodworking, and then this I'll replace it with a chain for metalworking. It'll be kind of a slow changeover, but I'm not really concerned about it because I use it for metal most of the time anyway, because I've got a woodworking bandsaw sitting right there. So that's what we're going to do. I like it. Okay, I've got this drilled out undersize, and I thought I had a 12 millimeter ream, but I do not. So I'm going to have to bore it out, which requires a fairly small boring bar. The one I have just barely fits, but it will work. Need to go 10 thousandths more. It's almost 2 size. Tell you what, I'm going to slow the feed down and speed the lathe up. There we go. Technically the surface speed is probably a little slow still, but it'll work. I believe that's it. Yeah, last week I did a video on this cutoff tool, and somebody made a good point on there. I had this hanging off the edge of my compound, or off the edge of the cross slide. Right now I'm over the dovetail on the cross slide, and that's really a better place for it to be. It works better if it's over the dovetails rather than hanging off the side of the tool post. And I'm going to make this a little longer than necessary, but okay, I'm going to put 3/4 or 5/16 set screws in here. I'm just going to go ahead and drill them with that end mill, I hope. Probably be better to put a drill in there, but the end mill will work. I think. Here we go. Now when the pulley gets here, it'll slip right over that. And I'm going to cut a little ledge right there and put a sprocket on it. I think the pulley will sit right in there, and then the sprocket on the outside of that. It should line up good, I hope. Okay, we finished this bushing and it works great. I made this the other day. You may have seen that previously. Tell you what I was going to do with that. I was going to have to push the motor over that way a little bit, and I was going to replace those two pieces right there with that right there. But instead of doing that, I loosened the motor bolts, and I had enough adjustment on that motor to move it over. So I'm not going to use that piece I made. This piece here works fantastic. Fits right on there like that. Like that. And I'll lock that down real tight. And then I've got this side keyed, and here's the pulley that came in. It's right on there. And I will cut a little, the sprocket came in too, and I will cut a larger hole in that, put a ledge on that, and weld that to that. And this sprocket came in too. It's for the drive side. It goes up here. So that's what we'll make now, this one right here, and then we'll work on the larger one. Okay, I got a piece of 1-inch stock in my collet chuck there. So we're going to make the hub for the smaller sprocket out of. Okay, let's see if I can weld this straight. Even a little bit of run out on this one won't be that noticeable. On the big sprocket it will be. Wow, it's wibbly. Wonder if I can straighten that. I should have clamped those together. Well, it's got a little bit of a wobble, but I think it'll work out. I should have clamped those together firmly when I welded them. Okay, I'm going to cut a little ledge on this to put that sprocket on, and then I will have to bore the sprocket. I've already got the collet in here, so I'm going to do this first. Now, will it be centered? Dang, pretty darn close. I think it's close enough. There we go. Okay, this one, we're going to take a little more precautions on this one so I don't end up taking a hammer to it to keep it straight. It will probably still warp, and I'll probably have to straighten it a little bit, but hopefully nothing like that last one. Okay, what I'm going to do here is tack it on the back side, probably in 3 places, and then turn it over and weld it on the other side. Okay, I'm going to kind of do the same thing on this side and make sure it stays true. That's not bad. One heck of a lot straighter than that last one, huh? It didn't take much to straighten it. I think it'll be great. Okay, to get the right alignment, I had lock collars right there. I'm going to replace it with spacer washers there. And I think if I put that on there like that, I see what it is. I got spacer washers behind this sprocket, and they're too big in diameter. So I'm going to have to come up with a different spacer in there. That took care of it. Now all we got to do is put a chain from here to the main drive and see if it works. Okay, it's working great. I haven't tried cutting with it first, but before we do that, let's switch it over to wood and see how it works. Chain has to be removed. Yeah, I need to move that pulley out. Okay, this is going to be way faster. Of course, it's for wood. Pulley's got a very slight wobble to it. Most of it's just difference in the casting going around makes it look like it's wobbling. Anyway, not a problem. Here, let's put it back to metal and see how well it cuts metal. I suspect it'll be great. It cut metal good before, but every once in a while, like where the weld is on the blade, it would catch and it would stop the bandsaw, and that shouldn't do it now. Here where the blade, okay, I see a slight problem. Okay, right here I had a stop to tighten the belt, and the screw's a little bit too short on it. I would like it if it was rubber, but I can put a bolt in there and do the same for now anyway. That'll probably fix it. Try it again, see how much that jumps around. I like it. It's a little more work to switch over from metal to wood now, but not a very difficult task. And it works way better for metal now. Well, that about wraps it up for today. Thanks for joining me. Be sure and subscribe and ring that bell. Maybe I need to cut those shafts off. What do you think? Looks kind of ugly. Yeah, I might want to change something someday. Never know.